Hey, welcome to another radio video, and this is another in the series of my personal picks, hour by hour or sometimes half hour if there's something interesting. We're now at 100 hours UTC, so Europe is basically pretty much in the middle of the night. Here in North America, we're in the East Coast, we're in basically mid-evening. The West Coast is arriving to late afternoon, early evening, so it's probably one of the major hours of radio listening for North America. So at 100 hours, this is 8 p.m. here on the East Coast, Eastern Daylight Time, and sun is going to set in about 20 minutes. The sun is setting quite late here in the summer. So what is there to listen to that's interesting at 100 hours? Well, first of all, for North America, Radio Romania, two frequencies, 11955 and 9.700 are the main frequencies. For some reason 9.700 is not there, but it's usually there at this time, so I don't know if they're having some transmitter problem. It's usually 9700 and 11955, and that's 1 hour English to North America. Very good signal usually, 9700 being a very good frequency. 11955 has been sporadic depending on solar activity, so sometimes it's good, sometimes it's a little weak, but for some unknown reason it's not on 9700 tonight, which is usually there, so unless they change one of the two frequencies. For North America, one catch that you should try also that's quite interesting is Thailand 15275. Today it's extremely weak, but if you look at some of the videos that I put online, you can see that at some times it can be really strong. Another good station for North America, English, of Radio Exterior de España. Very good signal on 6055 from Spain in English. 1 hour of English to North America. So two great stations, easy to hear, Romania and Spain.
United States President Barack Obama is meeting with British Prime Minister David Cameron in Washington to discuss a variety of issues ranging from the crisis in Syria, economic and trade accords, global security, and the preparations for the G8.
Like I said, there's Thailand on 15275, that's a possibility. It depends on propagation, and it's usually stronger around the, I would say around spring or fall, when we get to the equinox. It usually is better than in midsummer, but it's always to try for, of course.
So we will also increase our efforts to support and to shape the moderate opposition. Britain is pushing for more flexibility in the
another good frequency if you want to listen to Russia, Voice of Russia on 9665. I believe they are using a transmitter in Moldova for this. It's there almost all evening, so it's one of the good stations to listen to also. They've been changing a lot of their programs recently. I've noticed that they're trying to adopt something more of a kind of a talk show type program where they're talking about different issues around the world with their very let's call it unique point of view, and commenting world events. So we've got Russia, Spain, and Romania that are very strong at this time. For North America, if you like China Radio International is on 9570 with quite a good signal from Albania, and also on 6.020. This one too is from Albania, and they give us another full hour, even 2 hours, two continuous hours of English language programs. So this is really the main time in North America where we have several strong stations coming in to listen to.
You are listening to People in the Know. Bring your insights into the headline news in China and around the world. I'm Guan in Beijing.
In weekends, Sunday evening, there's the mighty KBC on Saturday night North America. That's Sunday UTC 0 to 200, a 2-hour program in English to North America. They're in the on their summer frequency of 9925 kilohertz.
9 candidates had campaigned for the top post of the WTO, and this was a quite different situation from that of 4 years ago when the Pascal Lamy was re-elected WTO.
For Europe, not much happening in the way of broadcasts, which is a little normal because Europe is basically pretty much in the middle of the night there. So one frequency is China Radio on 7350 for a 1-hour English broadcast. But apart from that, nothing much happening in Europe because of the very late night. Most stations know that most Europeans won't necessarily listen to shortwave at this time. So
I think this is a good sign, but maybe the bad sign is that
if I had a choice, it's a little complicated. It depends on the days. I would choose Radio Romania probably, unless Radio Thailand comes in well enough for listening to the program details. Then I'd choose Radio Thailand 15275. But apart from that, I'd be probably on Radio Romania on 9700 or 11955. Sometimes to make a difference, you're listening to China Radio International 6020 or maybe the Voice of Russia 9665 could be quite interesting. Spain is another good one in English. The reason I'm not probably going to listen to Spain on 6055 in English is because at 2300 usually I very often listen to Spain in French. So since I did my 1-hour program in French from Spain, I'll probably go to another station in English at 0100 hours UTC. So this is probably all the good signals for most of North America, and especially on the East Coast here. And that is what I would try for, and my picks for 0100 hours UTC. And hope you enjoy this series of videos where I give you my personal shortwave stations that I would listen to and
lead the WTO going forward.
let you know what could be interesting here. So thanks for watching in 73.